So I want to move to the government shutdown now and show you something, Tom. A C-SPAN caller, we talked about this earlier yesterday, made an emotional plea to Speaker Mike Johnson to make sure military families receive their pay during the shutdown. The woman told the speaker she's a military spouse with 2 medically fragile children. You'll hear that in her voice. And that her family lives paycheck to paycheck.
And as a Republican, I'm very disappointed in my party, and I'm very disappointed in you because you do have the power to call the House back. You did that, or you refused to do that just for a show. I am begging you to pass this legislation. My kids could die. We don't have the credit because of the medical bills that I have to pay regularly. You could stop this, and you could be the one that could say military is getting paid. And I think that it is awful, and the audacity of someone who makes 6 figures a year to do this to military families is insane.
All right, Samantha.
Samantha, I'm so sorry to hear about your situation. The Democrats are the ones that are preventing you from getting a check. If we did a vote on the floor to pay troops, it's not a lawmaking exercise because Chuck Schumer is going to hold that up in the Senate. He is demonstrating by voting now 6 times to keep the government closed that he does not want the troops to be paid. And you should listen to his comments last night as reported this morning. He is enjoying this. He said every day gets better for us, quote unquote. Chuck Schumer and the Democrats are preventing your family from getting the care they need, not Republicans, and my heart goes out to you.
And just so you know, Politico is reporting that House Democrats are preparing a letter to you, Speaker Johnson, urging a vote on troop pay.
You know why they are? Because they all voted on the record 3 weeks ago to stop pay for the troops. They're desperate to try to get on record, but that would be a show vote for Democrats. They do not care about it. They demonstrated that with their votes. Look at what they do and how they vote, not what they say.
The guy who says that he's going to rule by the Bible, it's really surprising. He lies so effortlessly. He really does. But that poor caller, who's a Republican, who's only asking that our men and women in uniform get paid and that their children be able to get health care during the government shutdown while the speaker is getting paid. He says it's all the Democrats' fault when he leaves 2 things out. One, the Democrats actually, as he was fact-checked in real time, Democrats have a plan to make sure the military is paid, to make sure that that woman gets the help and the support and those children get the help and support that they need. And Republicans are blocking it. Don't believe me? Ask Elise Stefanik, who is also putting a bill on the floor to stop Mike Johnson from blocking payments to the military.
This is a Republican.
To stop the Republican Senate from blocking payments to the military. So that woman and her family and her children can be taken care of. So our men and women in uniform who may be Republicans, who see a Republican House, a Republican Senate, a Republican White House, a Republican-dominated Supreme Court, sees them blocking the way. This is very simple. Mike Johnson could pick up the phone right now, call Elise Stefanik, say, hey, Elise, we're going to vote. I'm going to call everybody back in, and we're going to vote on your bill today. And it would pass. And then Chuck Schumer and the Democrats would make sure it would pass on the Senate side. And then it would be up to Donald Trump on whether he wanted to pass it or whether he wanted to veto funding for our men and women in uniform and their dependents and their children who are suffering right now. Again, I think what shocks me so much is Mike Johnson saying, you know, Mike Johnson this whole time has just not been telling people the truth. Oh, well, you know, we never swear people in when we're out of session. And then he said, well, you did with 2 Florida. He goes, oh, well, but that was different. Their families were here. You know, Mike Johnson and the Republican Party, think about this. It's amazing, really. This is what Republicans are defending right now. Mike Johnson shut down Congress and sent his members home. because he didn't want them talking about the Epstein files. Mike Johnson will not swear in a democratically elected congresswoman, because that will be the deciding vote on a discharge petition to have the Epstein files released. He won't do it. He won't let her get sworn in. And now he's claiming he can't do anything to have the military be paid. He can. He can call Elise Stefanik today, and then he can call his friends over in the Senate saying, hey, I'm going to call my members back in. We're going to make sure that our men and women in uniform that are sacrificing so much get paid. Because members of Congress sure as hell are getting paid right now. They're getting health care right now. They're getting taken care of right now. But our troops aren't. And the families of our troops aren't. And the children of our troops aren't. That's because Mike Johnson's standing in the way. Elise Stefanik wants that to change today. Chuck Schumer and the Democrats want that to change today. Mm-hmm. So what you just heard is completely false. And I will tell you, other Republicans are starting to feel the pressure, and they should. They're starting to, they want to actually go back to Washington and work. And these members, who I think are smart, they're hearing from their constituents who are coming up to them and saying, wait a second, Congressman, you're getting paid $50,000, $160,000 a year. You got like Cadillac health care insurance, and you're not working, but you're getting paid. And here I am working on the military base, and I can't support my family. You're not paying me. That's just not it's not a winning formula. And Tom Friedman, you look at the dysfunction of Washington, D.C., you look at all of the extreme things that are taking place. And Tom, you and I have been around long enough to know what goes around comes around. That's what I've been trying to warn my Republican friends, my Republican brothers and sisters, nonstop. What goes around comes around. What you're doing now is going to be done to you 2 years from now, 4 years from now. You name it, even on immigration, people being seized off the streets. Gallup reporting support for immigration at an all-time high. It has skyrocketed over the last 6 months to 79%. And I'm not saying this to like troll anybody. I am just saying the truth. Everything that Steve Miller is for on immigration is hurt every time Stephen Miller opens his mouth and makes an extreme statement on immigration or has an extreme policy on immigration. The whiplash, if you look at the poll numbers, it's pretty extraordinary. Support for immigration, an all-time high, and even Republicans are changing their position and taking the more traditional Reagan position on this.
Well, you know, Joe, one of the points I made in my column this morning is that wouldn't it be nice if the president, who in the Middle East basically governed by addition, adding everybody together, including even Hamas, a terrorist organization, governed that way in America instead of governing by division. I would love to see the president having now basically united the parties in the Middle East, united parties in America, call them up to Camp David, where Mika's father, once helped make peace, have an American peace agreement, and tell everybody we're not coming down from Camp David. We're going to have a new Camp David treaty between Republicans and Democrats, and we're not coming down until we have a deal to end this shutdown and lay the foundation for real collaboration.